will everything will work out, sir. Don't worry. Is a fan speed takku.
This conference will now be recorded.
Diga. Welcome to Dr. TSPR show. This is Dr. Tangella Shiva Prasad Reddy alias Dr. TSPR. Namaste, Adab, hello. We have come back with a bang now. First, let me introduce our esteemed guest of today's show, Dr. Amitav Banerjee, who is the professor of community medicine and a leading epidemiologist from Pune, Dr. M.V. Patil Medical College. Sir, first welcome to you. Before I just give brief introduction.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Reddy. Thank you, the viewers. It's a pleasure.
Now today's topic, we have been very, very clear. CDC, what is it doing? What is CDC? Centers for Disease Control and Prevention in United States of America, which is trying to coordinate, dictate, impose mandates, whether it is for prevention vaccines or treatment protocols across the globe in tandem with World Health Organization. This is the biggest point, and we have been exposing, that is the apt word for the modern world, but for us, we are trying to question with evidences as to why science and logic is being not implied in the case of health, because health is wealth. Right to life is a fundamental right of every citizen on this earth. In saying so, right to life and health, predominantly it is a citizen's own prerogative to choose. How can he choose? When he is well informed, truly informed, with all facts. That is the reason why we have been coming out with show after show, just trying to bring out how ambiguous these bodies have been who are trying to control this epidemic or pandemic. In the name of pandemic, trillions of dollars have been invested. Where is that money going? Why should we invest so much of money for a disease like COVID-19, which has got 99.99% recovery without treatment, mind you? Why the hell you need such vaccine? Vaccine is a good science, you know, right from childhood you take so many vaccines. BCG for tuberculosis. In spite of taking that vaccine, 100 years old vaccine, youngsters still suffer. Not only youngsters, adults alike. It is a chancey infection in many disorders like cancer and everywhere. In spite of BCG vaccine, 100 years vaccine at the early age, in spite of 6 months treatment when they get infected, out of 120 people are dying. Is it not a fact? Why is that the world, including CDC, FDA, World Health Organization, Indian Council of Medical Research and all those organizations not investing on such a disease which is killing people, along with dengue, malaria, typhoid, malnutrition and accidents? We have challenged the world. Come out with the figures. How many people, innocent people, have died because of corona, from corona? Even in US, what happened to flu? What about the other diseases? Why they were kept under wraps? Why only corona? That too, under trial vaccine, a vaccine which should have gone through safety, efficacy, immunogenicity, peer review, and on a mass level, peer review again, only then it will become candidate vaccine. Before that, it is nothing but a trial stage, one placebo and the trial on innocent citizens. That is why we are demanding. Why still after 1.5 years you are still giving permission under emergency use authorization, investing public money? The taxes paid by us is being invested, those trillions of dollars, any government across the globe, whether it is India, every state, or for that matter, United States of America to Europe. It is public money. And that too when there is no emergency. Where is the emergency? That is the reason why we have been questioning, and we have been trying to question with facts and figures, with all such type of legal evidences. That is why today's show, the CDC, Center for Diseases Control and Prevention, masking the truth, whether it is mask or natural immunity, that will be exposed to the world again. In a series of shows, we are not perturbed because we invite everyone. We release the poster much early with all the details, including my phone number, so that if anyone has got any grouse, any complaint, they can always contact us. Not only that, they can even participate in our live shows, because we always believed in transparency and accountability. That is how Dr. TSPR channels, Citizens Dr. TSPR channels, Environment People Dr. TSPR channels, for that matter, all these wonderful guests who do so much of homework at this age, they come out with PowerPoint presentation to show the world that these are the evidences. And not only that, they come out with so many videos to make people to understand in their own native language. Again, Dr. Amitabh Banerjee has done a wonderful work today. Again, he is coming out with a very good PowerPoint presentation to make those scientific minds and the commoners to understand. That is why we are here back again with another big exposure. This week, from Diwali, before Diwali, from Dasara, Narakasa Vadana, we are trying to kill the bad. Now Diwali, we have seen what happened. Now we are continuing the same trend, exposing in larger public interest, because it is health which really matters. Yes, Dr. Sab, please go ahead.
Good evening, Dr. Reddy. Thank you for this opportunity. Good evening, viewers. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on your place you are. Today, what I want to discuss are two things which have become universal mandates: mask mandates and vaccine mandates. And I was really dismayed and really surprised at some statements made by the CDC, which are totally unscientific and not based on facts. So one is on mask, where the CDC claims none other than the CDC director. And I was really very surprised, because since my college days, since my days as a training as an epidemiologist, CDC was the final word for the world. And CDC used to be the custodian of truth. So this pandemic, it has really, as if we are seeing something strange happening. I mean, as if we are in a dream, that the CDC is making statements which, even if a student makes, we will not pass him. As a professor, I will fail such students if these statements are made. So first, I will be discussing about the misleading statement made by the CDC director about masks. And since Dr. Reddy gets worked up, and to control his blood pressure, I would always want to start with a soothing song, which gives the theme of what is happening in the world. Like I said, CDC used to be the savior from pandemics. Their guidelines, even 10 years ago, 5 years ago, their guidelines were like the word of God. We used to trust them, and they used to save us, CDC and WHO. For the past 10 years or 15 years, there's too much of conflicts of interest in WHO, conflicts of interest in CDC, and it has strayed from the path of truth. And once they are the saviors, it is something like if you are going in a boat in a storm, the boatman saves you. But if boatman sinks the boat, who will save you? This is the theme of the song. I will like to start with that. I would request Dr. Reddy to make me screen share.
Yeah.
Share screen, I think.
But again,
Yes, include media.
Yeah. You are the screen. But
Yeah,
again,
I
to
mean-
the entire world, I don't have blood pressure or blood sugar. God is great.
Okay. Why it is going down again? Again, I am having this problem, sir. Again, this problem is cropping up.
No, you remove this first. I'll tell you. Just remove this.
This one.
Yeah.
Oh, this one I said green.
Remove that. Once this goes
How
here,
to remove it?
here from this top. This top. You just
Again, it has come.
no. It has not gone at all.
Just a minute. Okay. So this is the one. This is the one. If I do it again, it is saying leave meeting. Again,
So wait, sir, wait.
how do I do?
I'll try to come
Now,
back to you.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. As I said, as Dr. Reddy said, at my age, I'm trying to negotiate the computer and every time. So kindly bear with us.
No, no,
Because,
no,
we
don't.
have
Again,
also-
I'm coming back. Now I've made you a presenter. Now you go back. It will come back to you. Share the screen now. You are the presenter.
Okay.
Just only share the screen. Down you say screen. Click on that. No, something is wrong there. You are
No, I
clicking.
clicked on it, and this thing is coming. Let us see if I can get it out.
Now okay.
This has gone now.
Yeah.
Okay, now let me get back to this. This is where is my presentation now? Mass 2. So this has come. Let me go to the first way. So this is the year which I want to say. The CDC is masking the truth. Can you see the screen, Dr. Reddy?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Can you see? So this is the theme today, how it is masking. So we will start, as I said, with the song. Let us see with the song plays or not. I think you have to go to YouTube.
No, don't
It
need
has
to.
disappeared.
No, sir. It is there, but you have to go to. First, you go for that media sounds. You
Okay.
enabled it.
Again, this has come.
You have to enable media sounds, sir. Otherwise, enable media sounds.
I had
Go to the share
again, I
screen.
had gone actually. You can you see the screen?
I am able to see the screen. You say got it.
Oh,
Then you go back to share the screen again. You remove everything.
so can you see the screen?
I am able to watch the screen, but the only problem
Is
is
it? Yeah, let us see. Yeah, let us.
yeah. Enlarge the screen now. Enlarge the screen, sir.
Yeah.
Enlarge the screen. Make it full screen and then play it again. Yeah.
So this is the song. That is, if the authorities mislead the people during a pandemic, who is going to save humanity? So this is a statement made by the CDC director. Mask can help reduce your chance of COVID infection by more than 80%. A fallacy, and this is incorrect. Actually, the YouTube is censoring things which are incorrect. But when the CDC director is making a statement which is incorrect, it is really alarming, because what happens? People will get a wrong sense of security. They will put on the mask and they will go to crowded area thinking that it is going to give you 80% security. But the studies, there are some studies, proper randomized controlled trials which are published in the medical literature. Two studies are there. One is a Danish mass study, which had a large sample and a randomized control trial, and this was done under study conditions. One group had surgical mask and the other group had no mask, and surgical mask had to be changed every 8 hours, because if you are wearing a mask within 6 to 8 hours, the mask gets dirty. Particularly in tropical countries like India, you are sweating, the mask get wet. You are talking, the saliva, the mask get wet. And you know what happens when the mask get wet? It gets contaminated. It may not prevent the virus, or they may say you may prevent the virus, but they have done studies. They did not find, the Danish mask study did not find any difference among the surgical mask wearers and the people, the group which did not wear mask, in the rate of infection. But if you are wearing mask and if you are making mask mandates, if you see the way we are supposed to wear masks as doctors, we cannot touch the surface of the mask. Once you touch it, it gets contaminated. You have to throw away the mask. But if you see in a day-to-day life, everybody wears the same mask for 2 days, 3 days, touching, putting in pocket, going to the restaurant. So if this way the mask is worn, it will be spreading more infection than it will be preventing. First, we have to see whether it prevents infection. It present studies. There are two studies. We will just discuss it in short. There are two studies. The Danish study did not show any difference, and the very recent study is the Bangladesh study. Very last study. Very last study. There were 3 lakh people. 1 lakh. It was a population cluster randomized trial. One group of 1 lakh people were given no mask. Other one were giving cloth mask, and the third group was given the surgical mask. And the cloth mask was also specially designed. It is not the normal cloth mask we are wearing in day-to-day life. The study found no difference between the people who are not wearing mask and those who are wearing the multi-layered cloth mask. No difference. And a very modest difference in those who are wearing surgical mask. The protection was only 11%, 11%. And that too under trial conditions. And that too surgical mask. Surgical masks are not available for the common man at a large scale. And that even if they are available, they have to be replaced after 8 hours. So is it possible? So this can be a misleading statement. 80% people will think they will wear the cloth mask. They will not change the mask. And in Indian conditions, or even a poor man cannot change the mask for same whole day. He is working, he is wearing the mask, sweating, and it can give rise to fungal infection because wetness cause growth of fungus. And we do not know. We have not done studies. This can be a hypothesis to test whether in the second wave why there were such large cases of mucormycosis, because it is near the nose and the ear, all the fungus growth of unwashed mask, wet mask. This is just a hypothesis I am saying. I have asked some microbiologists to do some studies. They are too afraid to do the studies because the mask has been promoted as a as if it is the savior. It is just like you can't talk against the mask. So as a scientist, we should question it. I am not saying you don't wear mask, but you should do some studies and see that there should be no harm from the mask. Because biologically, I can see one can grow fungus from the mask, like they are growing RT-PCR from the throat they are finding. So that may be the cause, but it requires investigation. But at least one thing they have investigated, mask has got a very modest effect on transmission from nil effect to only 11% effect under study conditions where the masks are changed every 8 hours. That to surgical mask. Cloth mask did not find any difference. So you see, this is the face mask is to cover, and this SARS, it has given the diameter also, and the mask has a diameter of 0.7. So virus can pass through the mask. But what they say is that it catches the droplets. It does not spread the droplets. So that is one theoretical basis for mask. But when they have done it, the field studies, they did not find much difference. We will see. This is the Danish mask study. According to the mask should be changed every 8 hours if you stay outside for a longer period. Authority guidance must be followed. So can you think that if a person uses surgical mask, firstly, where will a normal man get a surgical mask? It's very costly. And after 8 hours, where will he change it? And particularly in tropical condition, if you work in the sun, if you walk outside, within 2 hours the mask gets soiled. So these are the things which nobody is questioning. As a scientist, we should question this. Then as I said, the second study is the Bangladesh study. This is the very large study in which there were 3 groups, and they used the very high quality cloth mask, which has a higher filtration FCT. Even this cloth mask did not have any difference in transmission. It did not prevent transmission. This is a randomized control trial where it is supposed to be the highest form of evidence. And only the one group had the surgical mask, and that had only 11%. So the question is on what basis the CDC director is saying that 80% protection? I mean, she is overestimating by 8 times. I mean, this is it honesty? Is it scientific integrity? What studies she is quoting? Where she has got the evidence? Two very strong studies are not showing. One is showing no evidence, other is showing only 11% evidence. She could have said it is little protection, 11% protection. One should be honest. This is honest risk communication. So this is something which is very, very disturbing. I mean, it makes you get depressed. So this is, and children may, there is no point in masking children. There is no evidence whether it helps or not. So, and mask should be not be worn when you are sleeping. Thank God they said कि mask should not be worn when you are sleeping. Next day they will say कि you stop breathing also. I mean breathing may be. I mean what end will go? I mean where is the evidence? And as I said, children will make the mask more dirty. You will be spreading more infections, particularly in a country like India where there are many tuberculosis, where there are other respiratory infections, where there is fungal infections in this climate. And as in the second wave, we saw so much cases because okay, it may be diabetes, it may be steroids, but why not? It can be dirty mask also because mask is near the sinus and nose, and infection has gone from here. This is I am just putting forth the hypothesis. There is no evidence because nobody is encouraged to do such studies, which will say that mask is unhealthy. So this is the again a graph which showed that younger children there is no transmission, age dependent propagation rate of coronavirus disease. Upper as the child ages, so what this graph is trying to say is that younger children need not wear a mask. It is unhealthy. Not only the mask is unhealthy, it can spread other infections, and on the other hand, it does not interrupt the transmission. It does not interrupt the transmission. Other things, the child does not know how to read expression. Child does not develop emotionally. If you are mask, you don't know how to smile, how to see the facial expression. The young child, it learns, it mental development takes place like that. So you are causing a large number of retardation and emotional growth of children. Already you have closed the schools for so many, then when you open the school, and it will give the fear psychosis all their life, and it will make them emotionally blunted. So these are the. So this is the expert from USA, Dr. Vinay Prasad. He is an epidemiologist. He is an expert. He will share some ideas on this statement by the.
Welcome back to the channel. I saw this tweet today by the CDC director that many people are talking about. I'm going to put it right up here. This is by Rochelle Walensky. It's the CDC director, the director of our CDC. And she makes the bold claim that wearing a mask reduces your risk of getting SARS-CoV-2 by 80%. 80%. It's quite a high number. It's quite a high number. And like many people, when I saw 80%, I was taken aback. Why didn't they just claim 95% or 99%? As long as you're claiming things that are not supported by any credible studies, to my knowledge. I think this is really a big problem, to be honest with you. It is one thing for public health leaders to earn credibility by being very honest about what is known and what is not known and the effect sizes of therapies.
Yes, sir. It stopped playing. Dr. Amitabh Banerjee. Amitabh Banerjee. Dr. Amitabh Banerjee. Doctor Saab, it stopped playing. There seems to be some technical snag or don't know, because when the show is on the run, all of a sudden so many things keep happening. But don't go away. It's a big exposure again of the CD's claim. There is no proper study, and we have provided you with all legal evidences, whether it is Danish or Bangladesh study, and even the leading epidemiologist from US is also trying to take on the CDC director's arbitrary statement, which doesn't have any studies, evidence, or they have categorically done anything scientifically to prove that. Let me just call him once and just check what is happening at his end, because there seems to be some technical snag. But don't go away. There is much more. There is much more to offer. These technicalities will remain with us because we are trying to expose the truth. We are trying to question the validity of the decisions made by those. Sir, it is hanging सब नहीं प्ले हो रहा है, एक बार चेक करिए आप. प्ले नहीं हो रहा सब. प्ले स्क्रीन है सब, इट्स नॉट प्लेइंग. स्टॉप हो गया, देखिए एक बार. Nice up. Right. All right. आपको मेरी बात सुनाई, मेरी बात सुना नहीं, आप मेरी बात सुन रहे हो? आप फ़ोन में नहीं, वहाँ पर इसमें सुनना चाहिए। इसमें क्या हो रहा देखिए एक बार, आप कनेक्टेड है या नहीं एक बार देखिए। एक सेकेंड, अब बात करिए थ्रू उससे स्क्रीन से। यहाँ पर आवाज़ नहीं आ रहा साहब आपका। There is no voice on your screen, sir. सुनाई दे रहा सब? Is my voice audible, Dr. Sab?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you. There was a technical snag. See, this is how they try to disturb us technically.
So we can start again here.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the channel. I saw this. Welcome back to the channel. I saw this tweet today by the CDC director that many people are talking about. I'm going to put it right up here. This is by Rochelle Walensky. It's the CDC director of our CDC. And she makes the bold claim that wearing a mask reduces your risk of getting SARS-CoV-2 by 80%. 80%. It's quite a high number. It's quite a high number. And like many people, when I saw 80%, I was taken aback. Why didn't they just claim 95% or 99%? As long as you're claiming things that are not supported by any credible studies, to my knowledge. I think this is really a big problem, to be honest with you. It is one thing for public health leaders to earn credibility by being very honest about what is known and what is not known and the effect sizes of therapies. If I were to proffer an effect size for masking, I would probably pick the most reliable study to date, the cluster randomized control trial from Bangladesh. I would point out that cloth masks did not work in that study on the primary endpoint, but surgical masks did work, and it had an 11% relative risk.
या डॉक्टर साहब सुनाई दे रहा आपको? डॉक्टर अमिताभ बनर्जी, डॉक्टर साहब, there is definitely some interference. डॉक्टर साहब, are you able to hear? Doctor, there seems to be some serious problem on your end.
So I think
Doctor Saab, there seems to be some serious problem on your end. Dr. Amitabh Banerjee. Don't go away. There is something else. This is a serious problem. I hope you will all understand. फिर से गया साहब आपके साइड से पूरा चले गया. आपका नेटवर्क प्रॉब्लम दिख रहा. नहीं, ये आप दिखाई नहीं दे रहे साहब. हाँ, अब आ गया वापस. एक बार प्ले कीजिए. एक बार प्ले कीजिए.
Welcome back to the channel. I saw this tweet today by the
Are we
CDC
done?
director
All right,
that
all
people are talking about. I'm going to put it right up here. This is by Rochelle Walensky. It's the CDC director, the director of our CDC. And she makes the bold claim that wearing a mask reduces your risk of getting
प्ले करके छोड़ दीजिए साहब.
SARS-CoV-2 by 80%. 80%. It's quite a high number. It's quite a high
Shall we
number.
go
And like
on?
many people,
It is
when I saw
coming. Let us
80%,
wait.
I was taken aback. Why didn't they just claim 95% or 99%? As long as you're claiming things that are not supported by any credible studies, to my knowledge. I think this is really a big problem, to be honest with you. It is one thing for public health leaders to earn credibility, but
I think we have got the message, no? We have got the second opinion. Can we go to the next misstatement, Dr. Reddy?
Right. Is reinfection more common after vaccination or natural infection?
So yeah, you have heard, I think this is clear twice. You have heard that 80% is a claim made by CDC director which had no scientific evidence, and even the expert from USA, Dr. Prasad, is also surprised. So I think this is the message which he wanted to convey. And now other statement which was made is that reinfection more common after vaccination or natural infection. There are a number of studies, plenty of studies. In fact, one of the studies we have done in Pune also, briefly we will discuss it. Besides that, there have been a very large studies from Israel, and there is a very large studies from USA Cleveland Clinic, which has shown that after a person recovers from natural infection, the protection given is 13 to 27 times more than protection given by vaccine. And based on this scientific fact, there is no rationale for vaccinating people who have already recovered from natural infection. So recently, a CDC published a study saying that they have done a study where they found the vaccine immunity is better than naturally acquired immunity. And they said that reinfection is more common after a person who has recovered from natural immunity. And that study was so highly flawed. A large number of scientists criticized the study. They have done the study only in 89 people. And who were hospital admitted cases, they were not representative of the cases. And they were on such a small sample size, they decided that these are the people who are the natural infection, they are not having immunity. Whereas there are many large studies, there are follow-up studies, like thousands of people have been followed in Cleveland Clinic. Then lakhs of people have been followed up in Israel, which have found that, and even we have followed up 1,000 people in Pune also, and the reinfection rate was only 1%, and after 8 months, and that too they got very mild infection. So we will just discuss the statement and the study. So this is the CDC, this study, and this study was a very flawed study, and that laboratory confirmed COVID-19 among those who recover reinfection is more than among vaccine. So 5 times more. They just erroneously claim that it is 5 times more reinfection in those who have naturally recovered. And this study had a lot of flaws in it. So this is another attempt by CDC to misguide. That is, it is very obvious that they want everyone to be vaccinated, whether they have recovered from natural infection or not, because the natural infection is spreading very faster. Particularly in India, it has almost 80-90% people have got natural infection. So there won't be anyone to vaccinate if they follow the science. So if they cannot follow the science, they are going unscientific, and they are misleading the general public. So this is what. These were the flaws which we will see by experts also. They will comment on this study. Very small sample size on both the groups. Didn't specify the people with good baseline metabolic proven lab immunity. Antibody levels before study was not done. Other studies have done the same and got support and funding from vaccine producers, Pfizer, AstraZeneca, and there were heavy conflicts of interest. all the authors were having funding from the vaccine manufacturer. So naturally, the vaccine manufacturer would try to promote studies, this type of lot studies. Now, these are the scientific studies which are very robust. The Cleveland Clinic studies, it has followed thousands of employees. Results among the more than 50,000 employees, and out of them, more than almost 1,359 of previously infected subjects were followed up and compared with those who had the vaccine. And they found the protection was many times better people who have recovered from infection. So this available in the public domain, you can see. And this is the level of from the not previously unvaccinated, previously infected, unvaccinated. So not the level unvaccinated was very high, and it was the previously infected, vaccinated, and the previously infected were having equal immunity, and those who had previous infection are having very strong immunity even after 8 months of follow-up. And the researchers said that there is no indication for vaccinating them. So this is the Cleveland case study. Almost 50,000 plus employees and 2,000 previously infected. उसमें से about 1,000 were unvaccinated and these were vaccinated. So reinfection was zero in both the cases. So the natural immunity gave equal protection as the vaccine. And those who are having neither natural infection nor vaccinated, they are more susceptible. So this is this is the summary of the study, that previously infected with are, whether or not they receive the vaccine, are protected from reinfection. It is reasonable to expect the immunity acquired by natural infection protects against future infection. Observational studies have found very low rates of reinfection. Observational studies, we had also done observational studies. It has found a very low rates of reinfection following months among survivors of COVID. Reports of true reinfections are extremely rare in the absence of emerging variants. In fact, we found in our study that the first wave was due to the alpha variant and second wave was delta variant. Even during the second wave, we followed more than 1,000 people into the second wave. Out of that, only 10 or 13, only 13 got reinfected, even from a different variant. Because natural infection, the immune system is exposed to the whole virus. Whereas in the vaccine induced, it is only exposed to the spike protein. So even if there is mutation 1 or 2%, the natural infection gives a stronger, which we found in our study. Duration of protective naturality is not known, but same is not known about vaccine also. And now there are studies from different countries where the rate of vaccination is not matching with the rate of infection. Even the infection rates, incidence, and deaths are more or less same in high vaccination coverage country and low vaccination coverage country. So these are some disturbing trends which we are seeing. That's why they are going for boosters and other things. Uncertainty about the duration of protective immunity afforded by natural is not by itself a valid argument for vaccinating previously infected individuals. In fact, there are other studies which shows that even infection with other coronaviruses gives some immunity, cross immunity against the novel coronavirus. There are studies from Singapore, there are studies from Sweden. This study provides direct evidence that vaccination with the best available vaccine does not provide additional protection in previously infected individuals. This is the Cleveland Clinic study. Now we have got, this is a study from Israel, which shows more than 13 times more robust immunity after recovery from natural infection compared with vaccine-induced immunity. Because Israel was the first country to roll out very large mass-scale vaccination. And they had a large number of breakthrough infections. And they found those who had previous natural infections, they were 13 times more likely, 13 to 27 times more likely not to get infection compared to those who were fully vaccinated. That's why they are recommending now third booster and other thing. So these are the prior infection and fully vaccinated hospitalization. So these are studies which interested scholars can see. These studies are available in the public domain. Basically, this is the crux of it from Israel. Very solid evidence that 13 times it is here. And suddenly the CDC has published a study which had just 89 participants. And here thousands of people were followed up. So summary, natural infection covering long-lasting protection against symptomatic hospitalization against Delta variant. Individuals who are previously infected, close to vaccine, gain additional protection against the Delta variant. So If you give a single dose, it will give additional. That is what they claim. But in India, we have seen that even because second wave was due to the Delta variant in India. So large number of population has also got antibodies against Delta variant. So let us see what another expert has to say about this study.
Hi everybody, Dr. Sunil Dand, internal medicine physician. A scientific hypothesis on natural immunity following COVID infection. Now at the end of last week, the CDC published this tweet. New CDC study. Among adults hospitalized with symptoms similar to COVID-19, unvaccinated people who had COVID-19 recently were 5 times more likely to test positive for COVID-19 than people who were recently fully vaccinated. They then had this graphic, get vaccinated as soon as possible. Now the study that they're referring to, the link is down below, has some very obvious flaws in its design, and I saw them as soon as I looked at the study. It was a very oddly produced study. But rather than tell you what my response is and my thoughts on the study, I wanted to share with you some responses from the medical community, starting with online responses. The first here is from an epidemiologist at Harvard University. This CDC study has a major statistical flaw, and the 5 times conclusion is wrong. It implicitly assumes that hospitalized respiratory patients are representative of the population, which they are not. Trying to connect with authors. Then there was this response here. When you get in the weeds on this, you read the details and find out that this study is represented by a grand total of 89 reinfected hospitalized patients from January to September 2021 over 187 hospitals. That's the basis in which they're making this claim. Just the wording of this tweet and the JPEG used screams intentionally misleading. When the CDC intentionally misleads about natural immunity in this context, it's also disseminating vaccine misinformation at the same time. Does disinformation about vaccines help vaccines? And finally, I want to share with you this from a physician in California. As I read the CDC's latest study on natural immunity yesterday, I felt I was no longer reading a scientific paper, but a chapter out of Alice in Wonderland. The CDC just squandered its last shred of credibility. So that Alice in Wonderland line did make me smile. But rather than share with you responses of random physicians online, I want to share with you some responses of physician colleagues who contacted me after the CDC put out this information. CDC way to get more people vaxxed, but this data is way misleading. They are purposely just grabbing the headline to sway more vaccination. But just say we want more vaccinations and be honest. Don't use some really flawed data to use it as fact. This colleague, I am dumbfounded by how political CDC is and how far they go to distort science. Their study is completely bogus as they aren't comparing known COVID illness to known COVID illness. This is contrary to the Israeli study, completely biased and political now. And lastly, I want to share with you the response of a colleague of mine, a very well-respected specialist physician in the United Kingdom, who also has a PhD in research. We sometimes don't agree on different matters and we go back and forth. He's a good friend, but here's what he had to say about this latest CDC publication. How misleading are the CDC? Have you read the actual report? They categorize anyone with cold, flu symptoms, irrespective of whether they test positive, as a reinfection breakthrough case. Madness. So needless to say, a lot of questions there about this CDC study, and it also runs contrary to a lot of other studies on natural immunity that have been conducted over the last few months. What I would say to the CDC is this: you are supposed to represent some of the best minds in the nation, some of the best doctors, some of the best scientists, and if you're going to put forward policy proposals, at least back them up with studies which are strong and robust. Finally, I'd like to draw your attention to the end of the publication, where it lists the conflicts of interest of the authors and researchers. And you will see that several of them have openly declared conflicts of interest, including some who have received financial support from vaccine manufacturers, including Pfizer and AstraZeneca. Needless to say, when you see these types of conflicts of interest, it does obviously raise questions, and it does nothing for trust. And I'm not even talking about specifically this situation, but we see this all the time in medicine and science. The very people who are pushing certain study results are also being supported financially by companies. And when you see this happening on a large scale, it is truly an affront to good medicine or science. We have to reduce the amounts of conflicts of interest in our field. Anyway, this didn't stop the media from going all out at the end of last week promoting this study result. It was all over the place. My own medical scientific hypothesis is this. If we were to conduct a proper study into this topic and we were to look at people on a large scale, if people have reasonable to good metabolic immune health, i.e. if they had no reason for immune compromise, if they weren't elderly, if they had no comorbidities, if they weren't obese, if they have had prior COVID and are demonstrating on lab tests a good degree of immunity, whether it's B cells or T cells, and remember in this study they didn't even look at what people's antibody levels were, you would find my hypothesis that infection rates, reinfection rates of COVID after natural infection are extremely low to negligible, to the point where you can say that these people wouldn't benefit from a COVID-19 vaccine. That's my hypothesis. I can't prove it right now, but I can say that several other studies have shown similar findings, including a large study from the Cleveland Clinic earlier this year. And saying this is not anti-vax or going against vaccine programs. Vaccines have been amazing for humanity over the last couple of hundred years, and they are currently helping a lot of people, especially high-risk people, stay out of the hospital and avoid severe disease. And it's such a shame that even me saying this, having a hypothesis, may offend some people out there. And there are some people out there, and I'm sorry to say many of them may be in some of our leading academic medical centers, who don't seem to understand that the very cornerstone of medicine and science is to have a hypothesis and then test it out. It's literally the first thing we learn in elementary school science classes. And I, on behalf of the medical profession, anyone who values the fact that medicine and science is about open scientific debate, would like to apologize to everyone out there for some of these people who have come to the forefront, whose primary goal is not to find the truth and conduct rigorous studies and have rigorous debate, but to censor people. They don't like talking about things that make them uncomfortable. What an embarrassment these people are to our noble field. Having a hypothesis? That's unacceptable. Since when was medicine and science about that? Seriously, folks, we've got these people everywhere. And I did an exaggerated British accent there, but picture an American accent, and we have these people all over the place. A true disgrace. So I'd like to finish with a thought here. Many of us learn a philosophy in medical school. Not all of us remember it, but it is this. The best doctors know when not to treat. For surgeons, the saying is the best surgeons know when not to operate. It is very easy, and this could apply to any profession, to throw the kitchen sink at something. And if you're holding a hammer, everything can seem like a nail. But the very best professionals out there know when something is not necessary. And I'd like to come back again to my hypothesis on natural COVID immunity, on people being unfortunate enough to have had COVID-19. This is something which should be researched properly. This does not go against a vaccination program in any way. And if you ask most people out there, most reasonable people in medicine and science, we know that if we're going to quote unquote reach herd immunity as a world, it is going to be very likely some combination of vaccinated and natural immunity that is going to get us there. So it is high time that authorities recognize natural immunity. Thanks everyone for listening. Dr. Sunil Dan, MedStroke Lifestyle Medicine. We'll speak again very soon.
So this is what the expert says, and this is the lastly, this is the study which we had done in Pune. Last October, we had done a sero survey in population of almost 30 lakhs. Out of that, we found 15,000 plus who had the antibodies. And we could follow up more than 1,000 of these people. Exactly number was 1,080 people we followed up into the second wave, 8 months. And we found only out of 1,080, only 13 people or 1% got reinfection, those who had the natural immunity from natural infection. And this was in the height of the second, they had passed the height of the second wave, which was due to Delta variant. And this is a short clip by some, this study was referred to by some other channel. I'll just play
सर
it.
आप भी सुनिए नीलेश सर, एक स्टडी था जिसको पूना में एक रिसर्चर है अमिताभ बनर्जी नाम के, उन्होंने किया था। तो उसमें एक टास्क फोर्स के मेंबर का भी कोट किया था, वो स्टडी का रिजल्ट निकल के आया था। तो स्टडी इन लोग ने ये चीज पे किया था कि जो लोग भारत में कोविड का इन्फेक्शन उनको उनके चले गया, तो उनको री इन्फेक्शन का चांस कितना है, मतलब नेचुरल इम्यूनिटी कितना पावरफुल है। तो उनको वो स्टडी देख के करके देखने को मिला कि री इन्फेक्शन का रिस्क 1% है, और वो 1% भी मतलब एक वो आरटीपीसीआर नहीं करते और कल्चर वायरस कल्चर करते जो एक्चुअल टेस्ट होना चाहिए, वो री इन्फेक्शन मेरे हिसाब से तो 0 निकल के आता। और आरटीपीसीआर किया इसके लिए चलो 1% भी आ गया, बट 1% क्या है यार, मतलब 99%
और
लोग
क्या?
पिछली डेटा के हिसाब से भी आरटीपीसीआर के हिसाब से भी वो लोग री इन्फेक्ट नहीं हो रहे। तो ऐसे रिजल्ट 99% नहीं हो रहे ऐसी स्टडी में, और उनका सैंपल साइज भी अच्छा था, मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि 5-10 लोग पे किया था, काफी लोग पे किया था।
अच्छा।
एटलीस्ट 500 लोग के ऊपर थे, 1000 लोग के भी ऊपर भी होंगे मे बी इनफैक्ट। तो उस पे जो स्टडी का लीड ऑथर था वो काफी ऑनेस्ट था, वो अच्छा आदमी है, उसका मैं इंटरव्यू भी करने वाला हूँ अपने चैनल पे, अमिताभ बनर्जी नाम है उनका। तो उनका जो ओपिनियन था वो यही था कि बिकॉज नेचुरल इम्यूनिटी वाले री इन्फेक्ट होने के चांसेस ऑलमोस्ट 0 है, तो उनको हमें ये टीका का जो प्रोग्राम है नेशनल लेवल पे उनको नहीं डालना चाहिए पहले, एटलीस्ट उनको खत्म कर दो जो लोग को नहीं हुआ है, फिर आके हम लोग इनकी बात कर सकते हैं। पर ये टास्क फोर्स वाले का इसमें कोड डाला तो उसने क्या बोला, नहीं अभी हमें और डेटा चाहिए, अभी ये कंक्लूसिव नहीं है, और डेटा आने तो समझना, और डेटा नहीं आता तब तक आप टीका लगाओ, जो जिसको हुआ है वो भी टीका लगाए और कोविड अप्रोप्रिएट बिहेवियर फॉलो करे। तो ऐसा मतलब ओपन देखने को मिलता है कि जो टास्क फोर्स में बैठे हैं उनकी क्या लाइन है बोलने की, और जो नहीं बैठे हैं जो ऑनेस्ट साइंटिस्ट है, ऐसा है ऑनेस्ट साइंटिस्ट लोग भारत में, ऐसा नहीं कि हमें उनकी कमी है। हाँ, तो उनके ओपिनियंस और जो पैसा आ रहा है उनके ओपिनियंस और टास्क फोर्स में बैठे उनके क्लियर कट हमें देखने को मिलता है। ये उदाहरण है।
अच्छा, और
So these are the references. Actually, this is what we were conveying also. The earlier experts also commented that when we have followed up thousands of people and found only 1% reinfection, whether it is a Pune study, whether it is a Cleveland Clinic study and Israel study, there were tens of thousands who were followed up. And CDC published a study where there are just 89 sample size, and right up they are not representative, no proper test done, and they have been labeled as infection, and they have just come to the conclusion ki 5 times more. So it is very obvious that, and every earlier commentators also have said, it is very, very disheartening, it is very dismaying when CDC is supposed to be the world authority on these guidelines, and the whole all the world governments follow the CDC guidelines. So how much it has degraded over the time. So it is really a matter of concern and introspection. And these are the references of the studies. These are the mask studies. And then these are the references of the reinfection studies and CDC direct studies. And these are about references and all the studies on reinfection. So these are some of the references, and these are the study which we have carried out. It is also available in preprint, not peer reviewed, but it is in the public domain. Anybody can see it and comment upon it. Thank you.
Wonderful. Wonderful, sir. Once again, wonderful guests, honorable guests. They live up to the expectations of the people during this pandemic. When confusion prevails, when pharmacy, insurance and the governments, including WHO, reign supreme with false information. हम यही बताना चाहते कि आज ने CDC, सेंटर फॉर डिजीज़ कंट्रोल एंड प्रिवेंशन, किस तरह मास्क के बारे में, सहज रोग निरोधक शक्ति के बारे में गलत चीज़ लोगों को बता के उनको एक डर जैसा माहौल पैदा करने के बाद वैक्सीन की प्रबल उपयोग जो कर रहे थे, आज तो खुलासा कर दिए हम। आप देखिए CDC खाली 89 पेशेंट्स में जो किया, और वहाँ पर भी सही डाटा नहीं है। जो हॉस्पिटल में है वो रैंडम पिकअप करके डाटा कहाँ है, किस तरह कौन से कंडीशंस में किया गया, ये हॉस्पिटल के आए लोग कौन थे, ये लोग सही भी ये लोग वैक्सीनेटेड थे या नहीं थे, और या को उनको जो प्रॉब्लम था वो सही भी कोविड के नेचर का प्रॉब्लम है क्या, या न तो कामन ज़ुकाम और वो भी लेकर उसको कोविड के रूप में बताया गया क्या। इसीलिए इस तरह काफ़ी डाउट्स है। इसको नकारने के लिए क्लीवलैंड का स्टडी हज़ारों लोगों पर किया गया, सहज रोग निरोधक शक्ति किस तरह प्रबल है वैक्सीन शक्ति के ऊपर, वो भी बताया गया। और इसराइल में 2.5 करोड़ 3 तरह से वहाँ स्टडी हुआ, सब पब्लिक डोमेन में है। 2.5 करोड़ लोगों पे। वहाँ पर क्लियरली बताया गया 13 से 17 और 27 13 से 27% बल जो है, शक्ति जो है सहज रोग निरोधक शक्ति द्वारा आया है। और जो भी डबल वैक्सीनेटेड है, सिंगल वैक्सीन, उनको काफ़ी इन्फेक्शन हुआ, हॉस्पिटलाइज होना पड़ा। और साथ में हमारी पुणे वाली यहाँ पर भी बताया गया। इस तरह सही कार्य, सही कुछ आपके स्क्रीन पर हम दिखाएंगे आधार के साथ। और आधार कहाँ से पाया गया वो भी हमारे अतिथिगण डॉक्टर अमिताभ बनर्जी में बता चुके हैं। ये साफ हुआ मास्क पहनने से क्या होगा आपको, और खासकर बच्चों में किस तरह उनकी देख रेख या जो हम ग्रूमिंग बोलते हैं, जिस तरह वो जैसे पलते जाते सब कुछ तो दिखाई देता, उसको हम सप्रेस कर रहे हैं। और साथ ही साथ जो ये क्लॉथ का मास्क, कपड़े का मास्क पहनने से, वो गीला होने से, हमारा ट्रॉपिकल क्लाइमेट है, गीला होने से किस तरह म्यूकर्स इन्फेक्शंस, हम डेल्टा के टाइम भी देखे सेकेंड वेव पे, किस तरह लोग या नाक या हाँग हमारे फेस पे किस तरह इन्फेक्शन हुआ। इसका फलस्वरूप स्टीरॉयड के साथ में वैक्सीन, ये अपने वैक्सीन के साथ साइड इफ़ेक्ट्स के साथ में ये भी है या नहीं, मास्क किस तरह गलत बताया गया सीडीसी जैसा सहज रोग निरोधक शक्ति को, इस तरह मास्क का भी दुरुपयोग बताया गया। बांग्लादेश स्टडीज़ हम आपके सामने लगाए, डैनिश स्टडीज़ आपके सामने लगाए। इस तरह उनके सीडीसी की बात को, चेहरा को नकार दिया। जो भी अवैज्ञानिक हो, वैज्ञानिक तरीके से, आधार के तरीके से डॉक्टर TSPR चैनल्स, उनके अतिथिगण आपको सीडीसी के जो भी है उनके पर्दाफाश कर दिया आज, मास्क हो या सहज रोग निरोधक शक्ति। इसीलिए पिछले भी डॉक्टर अमिताभ बनर्जी ने FDA, जिस तरह फाइज़र का ट्रायल हुआ वहाँ पर इतना खुला से करने के बाद भी FDA क्यों चुपचाप है, और वहाँ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट क्या है। और NIH भी, वहाँ पर भी जो नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ हेल्थ जो फौजी की नाम से है, जिस तरह वहाँ भी सहज रोग निरोधक शक्ति की वहाँ एक पेपर भी प्रेजेंट की थी। लेकिन एक साइड यहाँ पर वो लोग वैक्सीन्स भी प्रमोट कर रहे हैं। और वहाँ फाइज़र वैक्सीन को एक विजिल ब्लोअर, एक रिसर्चर ने किस तरह खुलासा कर दिया सितंबर 2020 में, और भी ब्रिटिश मेडिकल जर्नल में खुलासा कर चुका है। और ब्रिटिश मेडिकल जर्नल सही आधार के साथ लोगों के सामने, दुनिया के सामने लगाया और फाइज़र का ट्रायल का पर्दाफाश कर दिया। और फाइज़र ऐसे बड़े कंपनी और इतनी बड़ी ट्रायल में इस तरह की गलतियां हों तो दूसरे वैक्सीन से और क्या होगा। और वहाँ पर लैंसेट का भी बताया गया, लैंसेट का उसका जो है कोवैक्सीन का जो है उसको फंड कर रहा था, और उसका बेटा ही उसका आतर था। इसीलिए उसको जब प्रश्न किया गया वो दूसरी तरह से एस्केप करने की कोशिश की। और कोविशील्ड का भी जिस तरह पुणे में आप देखें जलाया गया, वहाँ पर पूरा एविडेंस, लोग भी मरे। आज तक महाराष्ट्र गवर्नमेंट या इंडियन गवर्नमेंट कुछ नहीं बोला किस तरह वो साजिश किसने किया और लोग मरने वाले जो उनके हालत क्या हुआ। और वहाँ पर भी थर्ड डोज बोल के, बूस्टर डोज बोल के जो पुणे में कोविशील्ड चलाई, वहाँ पर उसके ऊपर आज तक एक्शन भी नहीं लिया गया। ये सब आपको जानकारी इसीलिए दे रहे कि FDA को आज तक WHO ने या US गवर्नमेंट क्यों एक्शन नहीं लिया उसके ऊपर। और आज CDC का भी पूरा खुलासा आधार के साथ होने के बाद भी WHO या US गवर्नमेंट क्यों उनके ऊपर आज तक एक इंक्वायरी ना ऑर्डर की, ना उनके ऊपर कोई एक्शन लिया। बल्कि ऐसा डर माहौल किया जा रहा है जैसे कि मास्क या वैक्सीनेशन। आप ही सोचिए, आधार के साथ पिछले शो और ये शो के FDA किस तरह फाइज़र ट्रायल्स को नकारा, और किस तरह लैंसेट पेपर ने कोवैक्सीन और कोविशील्ड किस तरह जलाया गया, उसके साथ में एस्ट्राजेनेका सब भी जो है, किस तरह ये वैक्सीन्स हमारे ऊपर बिना प्रॉपर ट्रायल्स के हानिकार है। क्योंकि अगर सही है, आज हम चैलेंज करते हैं ये शो के द्वारा US से लेके भारत सरकार को, इमरजेंसी यूज़ ऑथराइजेशन निकाल दीजिए वैक्सीन से, लायबिलिटी और कंपनसेशन एंगल लाइए, नष्ट परिहार भी उनको ये करने दिए। हमारे टैक्सेस का जो पैसा है उसके ऊपर क्यों लगा रहे आप, कहाँ पर इमरजेंसी है बताइए। क्या कोरोना, ट्यूबरकुलोसिस या डेंगू, मलेरिया, टाइफाइड, माल न्यूट्रिशन, एक्सीडेंट से बड़ी चीज़ है क्या। और बच्चों में खासकर थाइमस ग्लैंड्स हम बता चुके हैं, उनके पास उनके लंग्स में रिसेप्टर्स ही नहीं है, उनको किस तरह हावी होगा उनके ऊपर, ये भी बताइए आप। वैज्ञानिक के तौर पर, आधार के तौर पर आप बताइए, हम मान लेंगे। और आप हमारे शो पर भी आ सकते, हम आमंत्रित भी किए हैं। इस तरह और एक बार पर्दाफाश किया गया, मास्क का हो, सहज रोग निरोधक शक्ति का हो, या फाइजर ट्रायल से लेके कोवैक्सीन तरह, जिस तरह उनका कॉन्फ्लिक्ट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट, ये लोग फंड कर रहे और उनके बच्चे ही आतर रहते। आप सोचिए क्या होगा। इस तरह कोविशील्ड हो, कोई भी हो, हम आधार के साथ बात कर रहे हैं, जो भी पब्लिक डोमेन में है, और रेफरेंसेस भी हम आपको आधार हम कहाँ से पाए ये शो रन करने के लिए, वो आधार भी दे चुके हैं। और एक बात, हर बार ये शो के पहले हम एक पोस्टर, एक फ्लायर, सब डिटेल्स के साथ, फ़ोन नंबर के साथ भी रिलीज़ करते हैं, क्योंकि प्रिंसिपल्स ऑफ नेचुरल जस्टिस बोलते हैं, सहज न्याय सूत्र, हम उसका पालन करते हैं। जिसको भी अगर कुछ ये करना है, आप कभी भी आ सकते हैं और शो पे भी आ सकते हैं, इसके बाद भी आ सकते हैं, क्योंकि हम लिंक को चेंज नहीं करते या कुछ ऐड करते हैं, क्योंकि ये सब जो है प्रजा हित में है। वी आर डूइंग एवरीथिंग इन लार्जर पब्लिक इंटरेस्ट ओनली, काइंडली अंडरस्टैंड। Last time he has exposed FDA's conflict of interest when Pfizer trials went haywire, and how dirty those trials were exposed by none other than their own direct research. That lady was fired the next day, even after she wrote to FDA. They kept quiet. Why? And US government did not bother to act from September 2020. Since then, they have been mandating vaccines. How good it is for public health. If it is so, why still investing public money under emergency use authorization? Where is the emergency? What happened to flu in US, and what happened to tuberculosis, malaria, dengue, typhoid, diarrhea, accidents, malnutrition in India? Why those diseases are not killing diseases? When cure is there, when 99.9% recover on their own without any treatment for corona, why these vaccines? Those were exposed in the last thing. And British Medical Journal published all this very clearly. Till today, there is no talk on that in any mainstream media. Why? They are still promoting vaccination. Why? Was there any action taken on FDA or Pfizer trials, which was exposed by British Medical Journal? Till today, we have done the first show on 5th. Till today, why no government speaks? No media speaks about it. What is World Health Organization is doing? That is why we are questioning United Nations, under the aegis of which World Health Organization functions. Right from the day of pandemic, the World Health Organization is suspect. How they went on changing treatment protocols from remdesivir to all cocktails, and now new ways of this thing, killing many people. We were demanding, did you do the autopsy? They were not allowing the natural last rites to be performed. Now what happened? That is why we are requesting the world, सोचिए, आप सोचिए किस तरह ये लोग बदलते जा रहे, बदलाता जा रहा, लेकिन हमको डर में रखा जा रहा। आप सोचिए, इसीलिए आप डर के बाहर है। Come out of this fear. Be well informed, truly informed. That is why we are trying to do all these shows. We have exposed FDA in the last show. Today CDC very clearly exposed on mask and natural immunity, and with all world experts and with references. ये आधार है. They have done only in 89 when it came to that natural immunity. But we have shown crores of people studies. This is science. This is logic. This is evidence based. These are all references. So we have exposed FDA and CDC. It is for the US government, World Health Organization, and our own Indian Council of Medical Research, and all those DCGI and all those Ministry of Health as well as state governments. Now you stand up. Question the veracity of WHO. Why do you take dictates from WHO when science speaks the other way? Is health not matters? Is it health or not wealth? When people are suffering because of a lack of employment, you are investing public money to the tune of thousands of crores of rupees for these vaccines. We have exposed everything. Last time also we have seen the trials of Pfizer or Covaxin, or what happened with Covishield. How could that big incident happen in Pune, destroying everything, killing people there? What happened to that case? And how is that they say we are going to give third doses? And you have seen with Covaxin latest, WHO taking time, and they were asking for more data. Now we are demanding WHO. Why did you not permit Covaxin, and what was that Covaxin gave you, which you allowed for vaccination, Covaxin vaccinations to be used across the globe? You have to come out clean. And for a disease which is 99.9% recovery rate without any treatment, you yourself told WHO, concentrating on COVID-19, India, 45% it failed to diagnose tuberculosis. Just imagine how dangerous tuberculosis is. It is from the mouth of WHO, and the same mouth promotes vaccination for COVID, forgetting tuberculosis. What is Indian medicine? What is Indian medicine? Now, Indian Medical Association and all those doctors, fraternities have to come out clean now. Should India also suffer like those countries who have been fully vaccinated? Or you expect that herd immunity, natural immunity is already set in, so you don't need mass vaccination? And that too, you should demand to remove emergency use authorization. It is public money, our money. And not only that, the treatment protocols, how WHO went on imposing, so many lakhs of people lost their hard-earned money and many unfortunate died. Don't you think they should be penalized? What is the basis for them to impose all this? Because of fear. Now, masks, natural immunity, trials, these two shows have clearly exposed with evidences. In spite of this, why is that our Supreme Court or High Court, for that matter even Supreme Court of America, all those, we are thankful to Madrid, Spain, they have come out very clean. European courts are coming up, except some small issues wherein Goa, Assam, Guwahati courts, but the rest even recently Goa on court also, High Court. But why is Supreme Court still sitting on these trials? Scientific evidences have been very clearly presented. I have been writing to them with evidences. Why it is still allowing mass vaccination? This is a builder. What is the conflict of interest? Is it not personal liberty, right to life, and transparency and accountability? That too with health. Are these things doesn't matter? Now they have to come out clean. They should come and rescue the people when people are looking towards judiciary now, when political administrator and the media, and including those WHO, CDC or FDA, when they are trying to impose mandates, forgetting that it is public money which makes them to function, and it should be in larger public interest. They are ignoring, they are forgetting, they are only imposing. Shall we take these impositions after all this information? Because our job is to make people very well informed, truly informed, with evidences and references. I only hope people will come out of their shell, start questioning. Question, it is your health. Nothing foreign which is unnecessary should enter into your body, disturbing your own natural immunity. Our body is such a wonderful gift from the body, it can naturally come out. You are a tropical country. Go out and walk in the morning sunlight, vitamin D, and it is a natural source of energy. After climate change, we are saying source, solar energy. That energy our body accepts. Drink hot water in the morning with lemon and honey, vitamin C and natural energy from honey. Walk in the normal sun, take nutritious diet. Definitely do take precautions like you take for common cold. Every citizen also should become responsible, but at the same time truly informed when people are imposing. And believe me, this money is our own tax money. Tomorrow you have seen, in 1 year's time, essential commodities right from dal to tel, normal tel, vegetables, fruits, all the prices have been doubled. Why? Question yourself. Even diesel and petrol prices, because of which these prices have gone up. They say they are funding vaccines. Now, do you need vaccines now? It's up to you. Should you wear masks when there is no need for such type of things? But definitely, we say only 11% as found in Bangladesh. That too, trial conditions, surgical masks. And how to wear mask, what to do, they have all forgotten. That is why we are questioning. Is it the way to wear mask? Keep it in our pocket, just pull it down. And cloth masks, are they going to help? Is it not giving rise to fungal infections? Airlines, they mandate. Airports, they mandate. What the hell is this? Schools, children have to tie this since right from morning till evening. Where are we living? Now again they are trying to propagate vaccines for children, frightening and threatening them. That is why this show after show, our wonderful guests. Your last comment, sir, before we say bye.
Last comment is like when the top institutions like WHO, CDC, they are obviously there is lack of scientific integrity, dishonesty, misleading. People will not trust in them. and there would be anarchy, scientific anarchy. And as Michael Kulldorff, one of the leading epidemiologists, was also quoted in that study of reinfections, had said that we have gone back 400 years in science. All the knowledge what has been accumulated for the past 4 centuries, we are going primitive. Without evidence, we are going for quackery. Without evidence, we are giving boosters. Without evidence, if it is ever thing is not working, how do you know the third booster will work? And if you are repeatedly taking a drug, it is a drug. If it is not preventing transmission, some experts have said that vaccine is supposed to prevent transmission. If it is not preventing transmission, it is only preventing severe infection or death. That is also debatable. It is a drug, it is not a vaccine. And if it is a drug, how you can impose mass vaccination? You can't tell the whole population to take a drug. Which do you take a drug every 6 months? You will all your life you will take a drug, that vaccine booster. I mean, where is the end to it here? And when in our country, particularly in our country, the sero surveys should be more frequent, and it is showing 80-90% nowadays wherever it is done. So it is I mean, it would amount to medical malpractice. I mean, however rare the side effect, when there is risk of, particularly in younger people, those who are having no comorbidities, even if there is a one death due to a vaccine, it is a manslaughter. It is a medical negligence. It can amount to medical negligence when there was no chance of that person dying from COVID. It may be very rarest of rare events, but COVID also in the young people, in the children, they have done studies, they have got the data. The death in children is 1 in 10 lakhs from COVID, and that too in a child who has got some comorbidities. Whereas the adverse effects of vaccine is 10 times more, 10 in 10 lakhs, and including deaths. 5-6 deaths can occur due to any anaphylaxis, vaccine wrongly preserved, wrong vaccination strategies. There can be deaths also. There have been deaths also which are not reported. Even in European countries and in American countries, they have it is on record that only 1% of the deaths and adverse events are reported. Only 1% in developed countries. So can you imagine how many deaths go unreported in India? They are, have they reported? They have only reported 1 or 2 deaths from vaccine, but we have lot of anecdotal records where people have died, young people have died. Unfortunately, it may be rarest, but when there was no chance of dying from COVID, if a person dies of vaccine, for that individual case, it's a major tragedy. So that's why we have to be very cautious. We do not know so many things about the vaccine. Newer studies are coming that the spike protein of the vaccine has been recovered from other parts, other organs of the body in animal studies and the spike protein. So we don't know, particularly in young people, we don't know the long-term effect. The vaccine is less follow-up, hardly 3 months, 4 months, the rapid trials have been done and it comes in the market and they are going for mass vaccination. But suppose 5 years, 10 years, 3 years down the line, a child gets some adverse effects due to the residual effect of the vaccine. So when there are so many uncertainties, we should not go so fast. And there is no emergency now. The rates in India, there are no fatalities in young people. So there is no emergency. Once there is no emergency, there is no requirement of emergency use authorization. Thank you.
Wonderful. There is no requirement of emergency use authorization. There is no emergency when vaccine is supposed to prevent transmission. If it is not preventing, it is a drug. Can you take a drug every 6 months? It's a big issue now. And then mask mandate, natural immunity is superior than vaccine immunity. It has been very clearly explained and truly evidenced also. And at the same time, India is forgetting our own Anandayas Ayurveda Corona medicine. Cleared by High Court. Natural therapy, our own source of natural sun, Chuduvellam we call in Malayalam, hot water, lemon, natural fruits. The prices of fruits, vegetables, all essential commodities have gone up. Why? Because this money is going for the investment of vaccines where there is no need and necessity, making these people become neo-rich. Believe me, in Corona pandemic time, it is all business lobbies who have entered into Forbes list from India and across the globe. Kindly check whether it is US or India, the citizens, you are all learned people. During this pandemic, who has made money, who has become rich and why? If you question to yourselves, the answer is very clear. Remove the fear. Truly get well informed. Well informed with correct information. That is what science and logic speaks. Now this Corona pandemic, as he really said, science anarchy, and this imposition has taken science 400 years back. That is why we are trying very hard that there is no enmity against any individual or animosity against any organization or parties by this channel. Issue as per rule of law, constitution, invoking evidential act, to make people to think and to tread a purposeful, scientific, logical path with all legal evidences, so that health is wealth and we all stay eternally happy forever. Don't forget that the life, this liberty is your own priority, prerogative. Right to life, right to health is individual centric, not pharmacy, insurance, or for that matter government centric. They all work with the taxes paid by us, with the vote we have given. Particular party comes to power to take care of our interests in a accountable and transparent way, not to impose that anarchic epidemic act. Then we say Nuremberg Code. What happened to that? Will the World Health Organization is going to imply that lab tests to CDC, FDA, Lancet, ICMR, so like that? Otherwise, United Nations, if you don't interfere now and stop this, people will lose faith. A global village concept will go away wishfully. Let us not allow that. Let us debate, discuss, and decide to be well informed before you take a good decision. Whether you want vaccine or don't want vaccine, whether you have to support other mandates or not. If you are truly informed as per rule of law, you can question. You can question. This is what we are trying to do on behalf of you with all the evidences. Thank you, Dr. G. Take care.
Thank you, Dr. Reddy. It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
I'm not getting better in my computer skills.
You are. No. God bless you. God bless you, Dr. G. At this age, you have come out with such wonderful PowerPoint presentations. Wonderful, because truly,
Yeah.
and you have been very, very clear with that song also. Jab now doobe, the one who is trying to, kaun bachayega? When WHO, CDC, FDA, ICMR, governments, when they are trying to do all this, नाव को कौन बचाए? अपने आप को अगर बचना है, समझदार हो, समझदार हो.
We should make it our year like Warner Brothers or RK Studio. We should open all our programs with that song.
Yes, that is a very good song.
Trademark.
So we'll end this show with that. I only hope you're all truly informed, well informed, stay secure and
Thank
stay
you.
safe. Again we say, as both doctors, prevention is better than cure. निवारण ही जो ऐसा चीज़ है,
Definitely.
निवारण से ही हम बच सकते हैं. लेकिन निवारण से बचने के लिए उपाय हमारा दिमाग, समाचार, वो समाचार आपको डॉक्टर TSPR चैनल से. इसीलिए हम यही चाहते कि आप डॉक्टर TSPR चैनल्स हो, सिटीजन्स डॉक्टर TSPR चैनल्स हो, या एनवायरनमेंट पीपल डॉक्टर TSPR चैनल्स हो, सदा ही आप इसको सब्सक्राइब करिए, सपोर्ट करिए, और ये सब लिंक्स आप सभी को शेयर करिए. आप समझने की कोशिश करिए और संपर्क में रहिए. इस तरह हम आगे बढ़ सकते हैं. और कल ये पुनः प्रसारण सिटीजन्स डॉक्टर TSPR चैनल पर सवेरे 11 बजे इंडियन स्टैंडर्ड टाइम पे पुनः प्रसार होगा. अब देखिए, तब तक भारत देश में सभी को सुख निद्रा, और अच्छी तरह से सोइए. सोने के पहले ये भी सोचिए. इसीलिए हम ये कहते हैं कि सुख निद्रा शुभ रात्रि. और देश विदेशियों में सब भाई बहनों को हम यही कहते हैं कि गुड मॉर्निंग, गुड आफ्टरनून एंड गुड इवनिंग. बाय सर.
Thank you. Bye. Good night.
गुड नाइट सर.
Good night.
गुड नाइट सर. टेक केयर.